There's my dog. He's stretching. Anyways, hello everybody. My name is Janet and my co-host is currently trying to get under my desk. Oh my God, you see that everything is shaking. I have you guys currently, unless you can't tell, I figured I'd show you this way. I have you guys taped to a Jenga box and stacked on other boxes sitting on my desk. So I'm trying to keep you guys up because I need my beauty mirror. I need my makeup mirror. So last time I recorded, I taped you guys to my makeup mirror because I was like, oh, that would be so much easier. And then the back of my phone started getting like really hot, and I was like, oh no. Anyways, it's not important. So, good morning. Well, it's not morning. I don't know when I'm gonna post this, but for me, it's morning-ish. It's about noon. So I just made my coffee. I don't usually drink that much coffee. And this coffee mug, me and Joe got for my boyfriend 2 years ago for Christmas. And it's just one of those little coffee mugs that you can customize. And we just got like, I don't know if you can see it, but I just got a bunch of pictures of Joe and him and me and Joe all over it because my boyfriend does drink a lot of coffee, but he drinks it gross though. He drinks literally straight black espresso, and I drink a vanilla pod with vanilla creamer. So that's as exciting as my life gets. I just kind of wanted to sit down and talk. You know, it's been kind of like a stressful morning for me. Relationships are hard, guys, and this morning it was just a hard day for us. So I kind of wanted to get my mind off of it, and I wanted to do a little bit of self-care. And yeah, have coffee, chit chat. I'm going to tweeze my chin hairs. Lady, let's get real. Like, we have to do this. We have to we have to tweeze our chin hair. And I'm actually going to do some dermaplaning. I don't know if you guys know what it is, but it's basically, I use these tinkle razors, and I go across my entire face and get like that first layer of dead skin and like little like tiny peach fuzz hairs all over. I feel like it makes the biggest difference. So I usually do this about every other month. So I guess I'll do that on camera. I'm not going to really explain how I do it too much. Maybe I'll do like a separate video on how I do it because it's kind of like, it's a tedious process to kind of try to explain. I've done this a lot already, so I don't need full concentration. Like, I can still hold a conversation while I'm trying to do this. I'm pretty sure that I can. So if you watch any of my older videos, I know my last video that I just posted, I hadn't posted in a long time, but the last video that I posted, I did wear makeup, but without makeup, this is my regular skin. This is my everyday skin. I love makeup, but I don't wear makeup every single day. I wear makeup like 3 to 4 days a week, but if I'm just sitting at home, just hanging out, I don't normally just do my makeup just to do my makeup. So yeah, so this is what my skin looks like. But anyways, so let's get started. Wow, why are these so fuzzy? Okay, I'm gonna go get my different, I use like these pads. I got these from Target and they're really fuzzy. I don't know, like extremely fuzzy. I'm gonna go get my other what do they call these? I'm gonna go get my other pads. I'll be right back. All right. So I just use cotton pads, and those are cotton squares. I got those from Target. I don't know why they're like that. But anyways, yeah, so I have those and I have these. These are not as fuzzy. Once you get them wet, they're okay. But those other ones look like the cotton would just kind of fly all over the place. So I'll explain a little bit as I'm going, but I'm not going to get into too much detail. All right, so I just have this Garnier micellar water, and I've already washed my face. I didn't moisturize or anything, but I've already washed my face and everything for the morning. So I just put a little bit of this on a pad. I put a little bit too much. So when I put too much, I just squeeze 2 pads together like this, and I get them both damp. So I'm just going to take this and kind of just wipe my face to get any other little bit of dirt or anything off of my face. So yeah. So ladies, this is self-care, okay? I know, like, it took me a while, even just recently, like when I mean recently, I mean like really recently. I think like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago is the first time that I ever let my boyfriend kind of, he wasn't like watching me, but he was like here. And it's the first time that I ever tweezed my chin hair in front of him. And it was like kind of awkward for me, at least. We've been together for 5 years. Relationships are for sure difficult and hard. And it was just one of those relationship days, you know, every couple argues. It's bound to happen. I mean, we've been together for 5 years now, and it's definitely hard. And when you argue, you might say things that you don't necessarily mean for the most part. And so sometimes when we start to argue, I know how I am. I'm not gonna lie. I get really like aggressive. I bring up old drama and it's probably not the healthiest. So, okay, so that was a micellar water. So yeah, I kind of take that to my face first. And this is a new razor. So I just have like an alcohol spray and I spray this, even though this is new, I'll still spray it and kind of wipe it on a clean cotton pad and let that kind of dry for a second. I feel like I echo a lot because of my closet doors. The closet doors that I have are metal. So I feel like you can kind of hear the reaction. You can kind of hear the bounce back of my voice. Okay, so, yeah, I sprayed that with alcohol, wiped it on a little cotton pad. I have a bunch of them here. Wiped it on a little cotton pad, and I'm going to let that kind of dry. So, yeah, let's get into the first part. Whew, the coffee's good. Okay, so ladies, let's get real. And guys, if you watch, this is what ladies do. This is real life, guys, real life. So yeah, so let me just spray my hands with a little bit of alcohol. Because if I'm touching my face, I definitely want to make sure that my hands are sanitized, because it's like, it's going to be kind of not like an open wound. Like it's not that bad, but it's definitely going to be open. So usually I don't put makeup on. When I do this, I try not to put makeup on for at least 2 days, sometimes 3, however long I can wait, because the pores are going to be really, really open, and I don't want to immediately like pack makeup into those pores. You kind of want to let them dry out, you know, kind of air out and kind of just take its time. I'm just going to tweeze my chin hairs. I don't know if you can see them there, but I'm just going to tweeze my chin hairs. So I might get a little closer. I might back up a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So, I'm going to see how it looks if I just use this. When I start dermaplaning or whatever, I'm not going to be able to use this. I'm going to have to be up really close because I have to make sure that I can see what I'm doing. I didn't realize it was going to be hard for me to talk when I'm trying to hold my skin taut. I've been struggling with acne for a while, which is weird because growing up, I didn't really have much acne. So all of a sudden, like just one random year, I got acne and it just kind of stayed, and it gets definitely better. Like right now, it looks really good. If you just started following me, you're probably like, oh my God, it doesn't look that good. But if you watch some of my older videos, it looks bad. But recently, it's been looking really good. Like right now, I don't have any breakouts. Well, I might have like one. I don't have any breakouts, but you can definitely see, you know, I definitely have like dark spots, and the dark spots are left over from, you know, old breakouts. So if I didn't have those, you wouldn't really be able to tell that I had acne. But I don't know why I just randomly developed acne. It was like the weirdest thing because I'd never had acne growing up. And it was really hard at first, you know. I was like, oh my God. And it was really hard for me because I had never dealt with it like that before. So having to deal with it, especially at this age, you know, everybody had something to say about it, and it was just hard. And I talk about that in another one of my videos, um, about my acne, and it was just it was a hard time. You know, I would literally like go into my closet and I would like cry about it. Like it was just the whole thing. Like I can't even imagine like if people had like really bad acne like in high school and stuff. I can't imagine how hard that must be because kids in like high school can be like super mean. So, yeah, and I would like cry about it all the time. Like it would be so frustrating for me because I wouldn't like everything that I would try wouldn't work. And I even went to the dermatologist and she was like, "Oh, well, we can put you on what is it called? Accutane. I think it's what it's called." She was like, "We can put you on Accutane, but you wouldn't be able to, you know, try for kids." And I wasn't really thinking about it, but I was like, okay, well, what if like I do get pregnant? And she was like, well, if you do happen to get pregnant while on here, you know, your baby could have like deformities or whatever. So I just like opted out of it. I take other medication. I actually have epilepsy. So I take medication for my epilepsy. So I didn't know how I felt about medication for my epilepsy and then Accutane. Like I was like, that's kind of a lot. All right, I just wanted to get up really close to kind of get the tiny little hairs that I could see. But when I go over with my razor or whatever, it's gonna get whatever tiny little hairs that I might have missed on here, and definitely the peach fuzz above my lip. So I just needed to get up really close for it, and I didn't want you guys looking at me like that close. So yeah, so I still struggle with acne, and it came up out of nowhere, and it was really hard for me. I really loved makeup, and I was just like, it looks so horrible under my makeup. And then I was like, people are gonna think I'm wearing makeup because of my acne, and that's like definitely not the case. Like it was just really hard. I would literally like cry. I would cry to my boyfriend about it, and I would go to the dermatologist. They suggested that I take medication, that I take Accutane, but I decided not to. So, yeah, and then they're like, "Oh, we'll just do this and do this and do that and do this." So, it was just a lot for me, and I definitely wanted to find like a good skincare routine. Before I didn't have, it's not that I didn't have a skincare routine, but I would just use like the Dove Beauty Bar soap and just wash my face in the morning, wash my face at night, and then just all of a sudden I developed acne. And so I kind of try to get on a skincare routine. So I was really into Tatcha because I was like, okay, it's green, you know, it's kind of all natural, it's really good. I'm just trying to stick with it. So I had like the makeup remover, I had the cleanser, I had the moisturizer, I had water cream for the morning, and then I had a thicker one for nighttime. And so I was trying to like do something for my skin, but it's like everything that I tried would work for a little bit, but then it would stop. It wouldn't go past a certain point. And Tatcha is really expensive. So I ended up stopped using it. And right now what I'm doing is I'm washing my face with the Dove bar. It's like a Dove sensitive bar, and it's got like tiny little exfoliating microbeads. So I kind of just rub it on my hand and kind of do this little thing, and then I wash my face, and then I actually get antibacterial soap, like hand soap. It's like a gentle antibacterial foaming hand soap or whatever. And I was like, let me put this on just out of curiosity, right? Because I was like, my whole thing is I didn't want like any bacteria on my face. So I was like, okay, well, let me do the Dove bar, let me do the hand soap, and then I'll put on moisturizer. So that's what I did, and I don't know, I feel like it looks a lot better. Maybe before I just wasn't getting all of the dirt and the oil out, especially when I would wear makeup, and I'm oily as it is. So that's what I do. So I use my makeup, whatever makeup remover I use is fine. I'm trying really hard not to use wipes, because wipes are like the number 2, you know, highest polluted item or whatever. So I try not to use wipes. Right now I'm just going through also a bunch of samples that I have, like Clinique samples, just a bunch of samples of stuff that I have. I'm trying to get through all of those before I buy an actual makeup remover, which I think I'm on my last sample bottle, so I might have to buy some this weekend. And so I use that, take it off, and then I use the micellar water. I need to buy a new one of these too. This one is just the water rose one. And it's also like a makeup remover, but it also removes like dirt and oil and stuff like that. So I makeup remove, I take off my makeup, I use a little bit of this, wash my face with the Dove bar, wash my face with the soap, with the antibacterial soap, and then I go again with this to get any little bit of makeup that might have been left over, and then I dry my face. And I actually use a clean washcloth every single time, and especially with my beauty blenders, I wash them every single time when I use them. So anyway, so I do that, and then I use, what is that cream called? I use a Pond's cream. It's Pond's dark spot removing sensitive cream, and it's scented, which I don't like to use too much scented things on my skin, but it's a very light scent, so it doesn't like last all night long. You know, once it dries, for the most part, you don't smell it at all. So yeah, so I'm done with this side. I think I pinched myself here, so we're gonna go to this side. So yeah, so I feel like once I started that, and I've been doing that for a couple months now, I feel like it's been making a difference. I mean, I'm not crazy worried about it anymore. Like, yeah, I wear makeup when I go to work and stuff like that, but I just like to look put together. But there are definitely days, more days than not, that I go out and about, running around, whatever, and I don't wear makeup. I definitely edit my videos because I feel like it's so, like right now I've been recording for 35 minutes, and I just feel like it's just probably too long, and sometimes I get distracted or something happens, or like right now where there's just like silent pauses. It's just too much sometimes, so I like to crop them. But I noticed that I find myself watching longer vlogs. Oh, God, I felt like that sneeze came from my brain. Okay, so I'm just going to do my upper lip. And then once I do that, I can kind of talk a little bit more while I'm doing my face. I couldn't really hear because I have to like pull it taut. So let me just do my upper lip really quick. Okay, so I got my upper lip. I used that cotton pad already. So I'm just gonna go in with a clean cotton pad and just kind of wipe whatever like little hairs that might have fallen off. So I can kind of get an idea of where I missed or where I need to go over, but I think I got it. And then I'm just gonna do right under my lip. And so like right here, I have quite a bit of whiteheads, but when I go over this, like if there's like a little, I don't know if you can tell, no, probably not really, but they're kind of tiny. And if I get in there, the whiteheads just fall off. So I'm just gonna get in there really quick. You can tell. So now I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to do slow strokes down. I'm by no means an esthetician, like at all. This is just how I do it. I found that this is the way that works the best. Oh, I just spit all over myself. This is what works best for me. So I found out how to do this. Like I followed a tutorial on YouTube on how to do this. But I'm not an esthetician, so if something happens and you slice off your face. I mean, do it at your own discretion. But this is just how I do it. So now I'm going to start on this side, and I will clean up my eyebrows as I'm going down. So I'm going to start right here at the hairline, but I'm going to push all this hair back because I don't want to, you know, clip any hair. And so as I'm holding this back, like I'm not just going like this, I'm actually pulling it. I'm going to try to pull it taut because you don't want to go over bumpy skin. Like, see right there, I got a little bit of baby hair, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, so there's just been a lot of drama going on, and I think there's just so much happening at this point that it's like it's almost impossible to keep up. So I don't watch every single drama video. Like, I'm subscribed to Rich Lux, which I haven't watched any of his drama videos at all because they're all obviously super, super biased. So I don't watch them. And I'm subscribed to Sanders Kennedy. I watched a couple of his videos, but they're all very, very dark. And I know what Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star have done and are doing and possibly will continue to do is very dark. And like really sad. And yeah, drama videos, they can be kind of like that sometimes, but it's a lot. And I watch these videos to kind of detach from what's going on in the real world and what's going on in my life. And I use it to kind of get away. And I don't want to watch the kind of videos that he's making because I feel like they're very negative, very hurtful at times. And I don't want to watch that either because that's just not, it's just not for me. So I've seen a couple of his, but I like the last 5 or videos or so, I kind of stopped watching because it wasn't entertaining to me. It was just really sad and depressing, and I wasn't really about it. But I've been watching every single one of Peter Mon's. What is this stuck to my foot? Joe fell asleep and like he's drooling, and he does that from time to time where he falls asleep. Like if he falls asleep on the floor or something, we have carpet in our bedroom, and so if he falls asleep on the floor or something and his mouth is like open just a little bit, he'll be drooling, and then there'll be like a little drool spot on the bottom of the carpet. It's the cutest, funniest thing. Still gross, but it's cute and funny. So yeah, so there's just a lot to keep up with, and I haven't been keeping up with Sanders Kennedy's, but I do watch a lot of I watch every single one of the Peter Mon, every single one of Peter Mon videos I watch, because I think they're more so supposed to be, they're a little more lighthearted for me personally. Yeah, he still talks about serious issues and everything that's going on, but he doesn't do it from like a negative point of view. He doesn't do it from a hateful place. And I just feel like Sanders Kennedy right now, he's coming from a very hurtful place right now, and that's probably not the best. All right, so I just cleaned up this brow. Yeah, there's like a dip in it here. If you can tell, there's like a little dip there. So it goes boop, 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 and then a little bit of dip, and then it continues up and out. So I don't know why, like, this dip never, hardly ever grows hair. And the reason I don't go and get my eyebrows done often is because what they do is, since there is a dip here, they try to even it out by cutting off more hair. They wax it or thread it from here. They thread it past the point of this dip. So they go like that and then like that. And it's just too thin. And I don't mind that there's like a little gap here so much because I fill in my brows. So it's completely unnoticeable. And even if I'm going out without makeup on, I'll just sometimes fill in my brows. Not all the time, but sometimes I'll fill in my brow. Otherwise, like, it looks like if I'm smiling, I look like if I look just a little bit confused. But yeah, so I've cleaned up the rest of my brow. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, I just fill this part in here with brow pencil or pomade or gel or whatever. So it's not as noticeable. I don't know why when I like zoom in, my brow looks like boom, but it's really not. But yeah, when I fill in my brows, it's not noticeable. And I don't do them like super thick like that. So, but if you watch my last video, you can see that once I filled it in, it wasn't like noticeable. It was fine. Okay, so I've done this part. Well, I'll have to do this brow too. So let me just get this part here. So yeah, I watch these drama videos and I watch a lot of YouTube to kind of get away from everything that's going on right now, because I feel like it can be super toxic and there's already enough negativity and problems and toxicity all over the world. So why would we want to just watch one more toxic thing, you know? All right, so I'm going to pull all this back and I'm going to get just these little bit of sideburns here, but I don't want it to be like completely gone, you know, because it might look a little weird. So I try to push back all this, you know, longer hair, and then I do right here where my sideburns are. So I'm going to try to concentrate here. I think I'm good. So, yeah, there's just so much going on. And yeah, I see where Trisha Paytas is coming from. Like, oh, well, Tati should have used her platform for Black Lives Matter, which is completely true, you know. But at the same time, it's very difficult. Can you see like all the little peach fuzz? It's very difficult. I would assume, especially for a public figure, when somebody has such a big platform like that, like, I feel like it could be so difficult, you know, to try to figure out what to say or how to say it, especially since people are going to twist. Oh my God, it looks so gross. Especially since people are going to try to twist every single little thing that you say. So it can definitely be difficult. And sometimes the best way to deal with problems like that is just to not address them publicly. And if she wants to address them privately or do things that she wants to do by supporting organizations or like, you know, donating her time for certain things would be great. But just because people don't necessarily speak out about it does not mean that they're not doing anything about it. Because I remember it was like this big thing when it was the Australian wildfire. Kim Kardashian didn't speak out about it, but she donated a lot of money and a lot of resources and stuff like that to help them get through it. And then everybody was like, oh, well, you didn't donate, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Or was it Kylie Jenner? I don't remember. And she was like, just because I don't advertise the fact that I'm donating to these charities or companies and just trying to help out as much as I can does not mean that I'm not doing it, which makes sense, because you don't need, if she were to do it, people would be like, well, why are you having to show off to tell everybody that you donated? Like, it's just such a fine line. And yeah, she has like a big platform and she can definitely make a difference in you know, saying what it is that's going on, but it's just a very fine line to cross. All right, I was just trying to use my phone to do that, but definitely not. Okay, I'm just giving this one more little pass. And I'm trying to hold my skin as taut as possible. It doesn't look like it, but I'm actually pulling it here. And, you know, people might be like, don't pull on your skin like that. Oh my God, it's so bad. But it's like, you're bound to get old and get wrinkly and all that sooner or later. And I'm not scared of getting old, you know, per se. You know, of course, everybody wants to age gracefully, but Not everybody will, and that's okay. I have white hairs, like, well, you can't tell now because my hair is up, but I have white hairs like sporadically all over, and I'm okay with that. I don't think I would dye them. At first I was like, oh my god, I don't know. But now I'm like, if it's gonna go gray, it's gonna go gray. There's nothing I can do about it. All right, so let me clean up this side. All right, let me start here. This world is just crazy. You know what's crazy? I was also watching like tarot card reader channels, and you know, they do like where is the world going? Where, you know, what's left to come? And I was like, oh my god, so scary. What's the future to hold? I feel like it's scary enough as it is, this world. But, you know. But I'm excited for my tarot card reading. It's on the 10th, so so next week, right? What is today? The 4th, the 5th? No, the 3rd. So yeah, it's next Thursday because it's on the 7th. I know this brow looks probably a lot thinner than this brow, but like I said, I fill in my brows, so it's not that big a deal to me, you know? All right, so I think I got most of that. Let me get a cotton pad. Yeah, it's not that big a deal to me because I fill in my brows, and once you fill them in, they look even for the most part. What did they say? Brows are meant to be, they used to say brows are meant to be sisters, not twins, but I think now, like, what I hear a lot of people saying is like, brows are supposed to be cousins, not sisters. And I was like, wow, that's a big difference. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited about my tarot card reading. I think it'll be very interesting. And you know, they let you ask questions, and I'm doing a half an hour reading right now. For the first one, I was thinking about doing an hour, but I was like, oh, what if, like, you know, I get bad news or something and I need time to process. I don't want to be on, you know, chat for an hour and like break down and cry. But the questions that I was interested, there's like little hairs flying all over the place. And the questions that I was going to ask is like, is my relationship going to get better? Is my relationship going to get better? Because we've been going through like a hard time in our relationship right now. And sometimes you just need some clarity. I just have my hand here so that I can catch these little hairs. I'll show you like the little peach fuzz that I accumulate while I'm doing this. So yeah, I just wanted to ask questions about my relationship and if things are going to get better, because we've been going through a rough patch for the last couple of months, and that's just how relationships go, you know? Sometimes they're great and wonderful and amazing, and then there's just days where you're just like, you know, you feel so negative about it, and you wonder, like, what am I doing? And that's just life, you know? I hate when people go on like YouTube and they're like, we never fight, or we fight and we're mad at each other for like 10 minutes and then we get over it. Like, no, that's not realistic. I mean, when you're like full blown mad, you don't get over it in 10 minutes. I know when I'm mad, I can just drop it sometimes. And I really need to work on just like letting it go and like moving on and not letting it ruin my day. And sometimes I do, but it's like sometimes, like, I see people who are like, oh, just walk away for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It's like, no, when I walk away, I need to walk away and like deep breathe for like an hour or two, or just full blown cry. Like sometimes I just need to cry and I just need to get that anger out. And it might not be in the best, probably positive way, which I understand. But sometimes you need to yell and you need to scream and you need to cry and you just need to unpack all of that bad energy, and like you just need to let it out somewhere. Because if you just try to suppress it and calm it down and relax and let it go, like, no, that's not me. Sometimes I can let small things go, you know, whatever, but when I'm feeling a certain kind of way, it's like, I just need to yell and scream. Just let me yell and scream and like cry my eyes out and just like move on. So like last night I was crying about, just crying about my relationship. And so it was hard, and I just needed a good cry. I just needed a really good cry, and I cried for a while, and I felt better. And then this morning I just woke up. I didn't wake up in a bad mood. I shouldn't have gone over this. I didn't wake up in a bad mood, but I just felt like blah. And then like everything else happened, and by that time I was just annoyed, and every little thing annoyed me. And then I'm not gonna lie, I did pick a fight with my boyfriend, and I don't know. It's just one of those days. And so yeah, so we're mad at each other right now, and I blocked his number. We live together, by the way. So I'm mad at him, and I blocked his number, and so yeah. So I'm just mad at him. And that's real life. Like, and that's what like frustrates me sometimes about like YouTubers and stuff. They're like, oh, we give each other 10-15 minutes of space and then we move on. It's like, no. Like, real people, not saying that they're not real people, but when you fight and you yell and you scream and you're texting each other like mean things, and it can be a while before you're like over it, because I don't get over it in like 10-15 minutes. I just need to let it all out and yell and scream, and you ruined my life, and I hate you so much, and I hope you never come back. Pack up your stuff. I'm gonna break all of your things. Like, I just need to just let all that out, all that anger and like pent up, not aggression, because I'm not gonna punch him in the face or anything. I just need to like let it all out, and once it's all out, I need a very deep, hard cry, which I did earlier and I did last night. And I just need a second to like decompress, and then I'm fine. And so what started, I don't know if I should talk about my relationship or not. Okay, but I'll talk about it. I'll just touch on it a little bit. So what happened was that this morning, we need to go grocery shopping today, so we're running low on groceries. So we really don't have anything. I mean, we have food to eat, but at this point I was just being picky. We have food to eat, but we didn't have like any breakfast food, and we didn't have any drinks. So like usually we have, like tea, or Diet Coke or whatever. But there was nothing to drink, and I was like, I'll just have lemon water. And then I went to go try to make some lemon water, and my lemons went bad. So then I was even in a grouchier mood. So he goes to work really early in the morning. So he woke me up, and he was like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm leaving early because I'm going to get breakfast. And I was like, oh, must be nice. And he's like, what? You can have food here. And I was like, oh yeah, well, why don't you eat here? Since there's so much food, and you're okay, and there's food for me to eat. He's like, oh, you can have some oatmeal. And I was like, yeah, well, why don't you make oatmeal instead of going to go get something to eat? Why don't you make oatmeal instead of going to McDonald's? Like, I was just being rude. I'm not going to lie. I was just being rude. And so yeah, and then I was thinking about ordering breakfast today. I was like, okay, well, I'll just get, like Uber Eats or something, because we only have one car. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll just get Uber Eats and just have them deliver something. And then I was like, looking at it or whatever, and I was like, if I go to McDonald's, I could get breakfast for like $4, and then I'm ordering the same thing on Uber Eats, and it's literally like $13-14. And I was like, that's so ridiculous. And like, then he called me on his break, and he was like, just order breakfast, just have breakfast sent to you, have it delivered. And I was like, I am not paying $13 for them to bring me something that if I just went there would be $4. I was like, I'm not spending that kind of money. And he was like, okay. He's like, well, I'm just saying, like, that's what you could do. And I was like, no, no. I was like, don't worry about me. And he was like, well, there's, you can make oatmeal. And I was like, the milk went bad 2 days ago. And he was like, I had some of it this morning. It's fine. And I was like, no, okay. No, no, no. I was like, I'm not having it. He was like, well, make it with water. And I was like, are you crazy? I'm not going to make oatmeal with water. And he was like, just order food. Like, just order breakfast. And I was in such a bad mood. And then I was supposed to go get my nails done today. And I ended up not being able to go because my brother was supposed to take me. And we agreed on him taking me yesterday, whatever, because I went to the beach yesterday. And so we were like talking. And I was like, oh, I really need to go get my nails done. So he's like, oh, make an appointment. I'll take you whatever tomorrow. And then he ended up not being able to take me, or he told me, he's like, oh my God, I forgot I needed to do this. So I can't take you. He's like, but Uber there and I'll pick you up. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So I call my dad and I was like, oh, hey, can you take me? He's like, oh, I can't take you. But usually he takes me wherever I need to go because he's like a great dad, but he wasn't able to take me. Whoops. He wasn't able to take me. So then I was even in a worse mood. And then my boyfriend's like, just Uber there. It's not that deep. And I was like, it is like $10 to Uber there. I was like, I'm not going to Uber there. And by that time I was already mad. And then my brother texted me. My appointment was like 11:30. My brother texted me at like 11. And he was like, are you up? I can still take you if you want. And I was like, no, I canceled my appointment. And he was like, okay. And I was just like, oh my God. It's like everything that could have gone wrong today, which it's like totally first world problems. And I realized like it's not that deep. Like it's getting my nails done and breakfast. Like it's not that significant. So yeah, that's how my morning's been going. And then I was just like so mad and then hung up on my boyfriend. And then we were just, well, we weren't arguing. I was just arguing. And so yeah. And then I was just like, I need something to do. I need something to get my mind off of it. So I was like, let me do a video. Let me, do some self-care. Let me dermaplane my skin. Let me tweeze. Let me get myself together. And so that's what I did. That's what I'm doing. And I'm just about done. And I've been recording for like an hour. And I love watching longer videos. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just edit this one a little bit. But I think that's it. I think I'm done. Just want to get this little. Just want to get this little corner because I have like a white little tiny whiteheads here. I'm just gonna try to get those off. Okay, I think that is it, guys. I finished it. All right, so I'm going to get an alcohol pad. Get some of this, a little bit more of this micellar water, and just give my skin a little wipe down. And that's about it. I usually edit my videos like that 13-minute video that I uploaded the day before yesterday was actually like a 45-minute video, but I always think like not everybody wants to watch like longer videos, so maybe I shouldn't make them so long. But I was like, I like watching long videos, so. And right now I've been recording for over an hour, so maybe I'll edit it, but maybe just a little bit, like maybe just like the parts where I was like silent and just like tweezing, or maybe I'll just fast forward through those parts. I don't know. I'll see. All right. So that is it for my face. Most of the little hairs kind of flew all over the place because they're like very light hairs, like tiny hairs, like little peach fuzzy hairs. And I was trying to get them, but they just kind of flew away. But this is some of it. I don't know if you can see, this is some of it. But yeah, that's it for my face. Now what I'll do next is I'll go into the bathroom and wash my face with the Dove sensitive soap, and then I will moisturize, and I'll just put on some of that Pond's cream, and I'll kind of put a nice amount of it on, and then yeah, I won't put makeup on for the next couple of days and just give my skin time to breathe and, you know, regenerate. Because the whole point of doing this is they say that it when you do that, when you dermaplane your face, or if you get like micro needling or anything like that, it's actually supposed to, you know, it takes off like the very first layer of your skin a little bit, and then it helps regenerate blood flow, I guess, and helps heal your skin. I don't know the science behind it, but that's supposedly what they say. I don't know. But yeah, I usually do this every couple of months, maybe like every month or so, or more if I feel like it's looking crazy. But yeah, tweezing is a regular thing for regular people. Most girls tweeze their chin hairs or their eyebrows, you know, or shave their, you know, sideburns. You know, that's part of being a girl, unfortunately. That's just life as a girl. But anyways, just spraying with a little bit more alcohol on my hands because I'm getting ready to go wash my face. Anyway, so that is it for today. I know in like my other videos, I always put a picture of Joe at the end because he's just so cute and I love him so much. So yeah, I'll maybe put a picture of Joe or put a video of him or something. So yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye guys.